I recorded that album. That was my first, my officially first solo album that I made down in Virgin City. That was, I recorded those in the early hours of the morning, and I barely knew what the hell I was doing. I would use other people's recording setups, like Vic Rice or my buddy Agent J, the guitar player from the Slackers now. We were all down there working. They were the guys that knew how to do things. And Jeff Baker, Django, they were the guys that knew how to record. So I'd go down after they had recorded something, and I'd plug my instruments in, and then I'd reel up my tape. So a lot of those takes are just, whatever was on my mind or whatever was working at the moment. They weren't pre-written songs. I had a notebook full of songs I knew that were pretty good, so all those parts were written in the moment.
So I want to talk to you about the lyrics of that song, because I took another look at that and I was like, that's a pretty fucking sad song.
Papa Told Me?
That's what it looks like. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics, man, because it's I don't know, because I get a lot of your songs wrong. I get a lot of the meanings wrong.
Huh.
But let me pull that up.
There's a certain thing about songwriting. You have to give it away after you write it. It belongs to me, but it doesn't really belong only to me. It belongs to everyone.
All right. All in all, I say we changed. Days have passed and we have aged. Sometimes I turn a page. What? Yeah, you should just sing it. You should just sing it. just sing it. Why am I singing it to you?
Yeah.
All right, give us a little of that, will you?
All in all, I say we changed. Days have passed and we have aged.
Yeah.
Still, sometimes I turn a page and wonder what is going on. Tell me what is going wrong with you.
So let's take a look at that verse right there.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's like, a lot of people say, hey, what's going on? What's going on with you? What's up? It's like, so they tell me what's going wrong with you.
All right.
It was a sad time for me. A lot of people in my life were ill. A lot of things in my life had not gotten off to a good start. At least, my family life. I was probably in my early 20s. I was really enjoying just being alone as I could sometimes, or being away from my origins. And not that they were terrible, but they weren't what I wanted out of life. And so, my mother was really sick at that time and getting worse. And so I think Papa Told Me once is honestly, it's mostly about my mother. And it's about my father, the conversations that I had with my dad, where he would ask me what I was going to do with my life. And I would say, well, I guess I'm just kind of looking to be happy. And I remember one particular conversation where he said, the hell does happiness have to do with anything?
Right. There's no happiness in this world of original sin.
Yeah, that was him. There's happiness don't figure in this world of original sin, because he was a good Catholic boy. He told me, he said, I got 3 words for you. He said, here's 3 things you got to worry about: God, country, and family, in that order. He's like, you hear happiness in there? And I was like,
that's some solid Catholicism right there.
Yeah. He said, that's it. Three things in that order. If you get drafted, there you go. God, country, and family. He says, there's no happiness in that list.
Was your dad, was he a Republican?
Oh, certainly. to his credit, he died around the George W. years. And when it was coming up on that second election, I think it was getting ready to come around, he said, Vic, I got to admit, if I was going to be alive for the next election, he's like, I'm not sure I would go Republican. And I was like, whoa. he was a guy that defended Nixon, to the death, like literally. If he could have, his last words could have been like Nixon, it would have been fine. It would have been fine with him, He liked Nixon, law and order president.
Well, Nixon was whatever, but now we got Trump, right? So Trump's changed the whole ball game, and it was funny because I was talking, and I don't like Biden, to be honest with you, and
it's not all that inspiring of a character.
And I'm out. I'm out of the Democratic Party. I'm going to be an independent from now on because I'm sick of them. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to my mom, and Joe Biden's got these rape accusations, and she was saying, I don't care what he did. I'm voting to get Trump out. And I was like,
oh yes.
Do you know what you sound like? Don't you remember when Trump was running for office and everybody was saying the same shit?
Oh, I know.
I don't care what he did.
This is, this is the vote that counts. I mean, this is the one where, people say like, yeah, I know that guy that's running against Hitler. I'm not really too into him. I guess I won't vote this year. If Hitler wins, then I guess, we'll see what happens. How bad could it be? It's really one of those years. So I would urge everyone to get out there and vote for not Trump.
Not Trump.
If you don't, and if you agree with Trump, well, we're probably not talking to each other. But if you do, go out there and vote for Trump. Go ahead. God bless you. And I wish you luck on opening your quarantine early.
That.
I'll be coming down to visit from New York City. I'll make sure to stop in. So.
Well,
I don't need to get too negative, but that's
no, I don't want to get up on a tangent because politics will take you many places.
Yeah.
But actually, now that we're talking about politics, you made an album called International War Criminal, right?
I did, in fact. The Slackers were quite proud of our.
That was a good album.
That's back when we thought it couldn't get worse. We put.
And now you want everybody's like, please come back.
We put Rumsfeld on the cover. Yeah. We had Bush and Rumsfeld and Cheney, and a friend of mine that this guy Phil Van Dryken. He has this great style. I really have to ask him to do some art for album cover again. He had this great New York style of caricaturing people, and it fit the album perfectly. But back then, we thought, wow, you can't get worse than these guys.
But I mean, like, what made you decide at that point to go political? Because like none of your stuff prior to that had been like so specifically political.
Well, that's the thing is that we always had been political, but we're very subtle. We always like to be in the 60s, there's a lot of songs that are essentially social and political songs, but they're kind of disguised as love songs. They're kind of disguised. Like Dave always loves the example of Someday We'll Be Together. Someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. And it's like, if you put that in the context of civil rights, it's actually really cool. And in the 60s, talk about splintered times. Late 60s, pretty bad. Makes a great comparison to now. So the Slackers always had political songs, especially on Red Light. We had Soldier. I Still Love You is a political song. On The Question, Yes It's True is actually a song I wrote as it was a political.
Right. Go ahead with that one, because I wanted to ask you about that song too.
Yeah, that was a song about privacy. I had read an article about a town in New Jersey that had just okayed, 100 video cameras going up all over the center of town, and I remember thinking, this is the direction things are going, huh? It's hard enough. It's hard already to keep your privacy and not have people pry into your personal life. Now there's cameras everywhere.
So wait, I've been a lonely man for you. There's a love story in there, and then they're like, or is that also a...
No, it's literally, I'm singing to personal freedom. I'm singing, oh, liberty, oh, privacy.
Really?
Yes, it's true. I've been a lonely man for privacy. Blindfolds that they put on me make me think that I can't see. All the tricks they try to do just to take me away from you. Let them think they can because I'm just a little man. But they don't know what I do. They don't know what I do. And then I say bullet, bomb, gun, or knife.
Right.
Because I'm talking about my life. Yeah, I'm talking about fighting for my freedom. Yeah. And so I sing it very passionately. I mean, it's funny because these are the conversations. My father inspired a lot of songs. My father, though he was a Republican, was an idealistic Republican. And so he would also tell me about things. He would say, the less government is better. He really did believe in that stuff. And he really was a believer in personal privacy and true freedom and liberty. I really do believe that he was an idealist. So a lot of these songs stemmed out of conversations with him. And I believe that one was probably inspired by I don't know, at least partially. I do remember listening to the news station, the radio, about this town in Jersey that just seemed disgusting to me. And I was like, God, it's so tough,
Yeah, that went straight over my head, man. I thought it was about a girl.
Of course. I mean, just like you think Someday We'll Be Together is about a guy. Diana Ross slipped it in there too. But it's the thing is that when you hear it in the right context, and we are definitely believers in subliminal influence and art being art for art's sake, that you can say whatever it is so long as you're passionate about it. Dave wrote that song, I Still Love You, and a lot of people ask us to play I Still Love You at weddings. Right. Do you believe I still love you after all has been said and done? But that's Dave's love song to America. Because Dave is like, it's hard sometimes to love America. It's hard sometimes to love all the shitty things that you watch it do. And so when I sing I Still Love You, nowadays, it's a passionate song to sing. It says, well, do you believe, despite all of this crap, you believe I still love you? Well, you better believe it. I like to describe myself as I'm a true patriot because I'm actually one of the weirdo Americans that, America was supposedly made for. I am a free thinker.
Yeah, I never understood the people who say America, like it or leave it. You don't agree with what we're doing? Move to Russia. What part of the Constitution did you miss? Where free speech is protected, and it's supposed to be a process of improvement through criticism.
One of my buddies who's quite an anarchist and a socialist too. He says it's important to keep talking to your friends that you disagree with. He says because that's the American dream. He says we're actually supposed to be able to do this. This is what it's about. It's about not everybody being the same.
See, Facebook's fucking us up because everybody gets algorithms and they get in their bubbles.
Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things. We're supposed to be. We're trying to be able to be, out of many we are one, right? That's e pluribus unum. And that is what the slackers are. I mean, to get back to the topic, e pluribus unum. Out of many we are one. We are not a band that believes in dogma. We don't stick to the rules of reggae or ska or rock and roll. We just make stuff that we like.
I read a write-up on you guys, and all the members seem to recognize that Slackers is like a thing, an entity. I forget who said it exactly, but it was this is something that is a thing that we keep it going whether we're feeling bad or not, or
oh yeah.
So I thought
it's strange to say that because we didn't. I don't think we realized that at first, and it's not something that happens at first. At first, you're just a band. You want to be a band, whatever. have fun, go pick up some girls, But when you realize that people are getting something out of you that's bigger than you are and bigger than you intended, maybe it's even some very accidental stuff that we didn't plan on. Then you start to be like, oh crap, I got a responsibility to make this happen a bit.
So
you played with the Scatolites one time.
Oh, you played with them?
Well, yeah, many times. But one time we played with the Scatolites in this little hall in Princeton University, and I walked up to the drummer Lloyd Knibb, and I said, "God, you guys, do you know how good you guys sound? Do you know what slice of heaven, what little bit of heaven you guys access?" He goes, "You don't think we hang around each other because we like each other, do you?"
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But yeah, that's difficult to do, man. I mean, 20, 25 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends that have tried to keep bands together for 5-10 years, and I've heard of how difficult it can be with the egos. And
it's an effort.
So you kind of just blew my mind with the question.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I had a slight inkling about Lonely Man because let them think they can because I'm a little man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think like something's going on there. It's amazing that I didn't connect certain things. Like, and then last time we were talking about like, I don't want to bring this song up till the end because the last time we had this conversation and the commentary on this song was perfect. So this is
yeah.
I'll bring that song up at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, that fucking blew my mind, man. I thought you guys were just like on a much more simple track. I gotta tell you.
Well, we have things we think about. We have things we say, and we're writers. I'm lucky. I'm in a band full of writers. I remember hearing about the Eagles one time. That the Eagles all wanted guys that could sing and guys that could all write songs.
Mm.
Hey, the Slackers, we got at least most of the guys write songs. Not a lot. Or even Aura. What band are you in where the drummer writes a song? It's very few. And it's a good song. Mr. Tragedy is great, and he wrote a great instrumental lately called Baba Roots. Beautiful melody, and really cool. The thing I should say about songs and their meaning, like that. Yes, it's true. For example, one of my buddies over the years, he always say, "Please play Yes, It's True. It's about my daughter. It's about me and my daughter." And when he says that, I can't tell him, "Oh no, it's not. It's about me singing about video cameras in New Jersey." No, he has a right to hear the song however he wants, and if that song's about his daughter and him, then yes, I have to admit that it is.
Well, I mean, standalone, it's a nice love song. I mean, it's not cliche.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I sometimes I don't know. I guess it's not.
Well, I've been a lonely man for you is a interesting lyric, I'd say. And then also, like, again, I went back to it's also, the vibe of that album will fool you because it's so innocent and like tender and loving, mostly the whole album. And then you're singing about like surveillance. Like, come on. Like who's gonna do you know people that like just got that right off the bat?
No, but if you asked me what Beatles songs were about or Rolling Stones songs, I don't get them either, and that's what we want to be. We put ourselves. There was an old Buddhist thing. It said, "Don't seek to imitate your masters. Seek what your masters sought." Right.
Right.
And so we always put ourselves to the test. We were like, hey, we don't just copy people. We I want to embody the thing. I want to be it, And I think that's when you really do your art. Like, if you're gonna be influenced by something, be influenced by it. Be it. Find out what it's about, And so I mean, I don't know. Not to. It's not to brag and say I accomplished it, but it's to say that was my intentions. My intentions were.
Well, you've expressed to me before that for you a lot. I don't know how much percentage-wise or whatever, but for you, it's a lot about the poetry. It's a lot about the lyrics. And
it's a lot about the lyrics. It's a lot about, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a poet, as you know, or as successful a poet as a songwriter. But I do believe that it's about getting something across, and sometimes it's the music that's getting it across more than the words. Sometimes it's in songwriting, it's a combination of the two.
Well, see,
I remember when, yeah.
I always had a sense with your lyrics that there was something deeper going on. And
Yeah.
although not in the question, I have to admit, I didn't. But I was a teenager, so I mean,
You thought we were just a party band.
No, I didn't know what you guys were. It just connected with me emotionally. It was like
Okay.
but the lyrics, I enjoyed the lyrics a lot. I mean, I loved it, but I'd never thought. And so it was like till recently, last 5 years or so, when I heard you, when I can't remember exactly the time it was, but I'd rather die happy was one of the ones.
Oh yeah.
Where I was like, oh, this is some like deep shit. And then when I heard On the Ragtime, I was like, okay. So I mean, that wasn't per se the first time I thought that, but
yeah.
But I always sensed the truth, and it was like, you can't say exactly what it is, but you know when you hear it. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, I've always been paranoid. So I mean, even on the very first song on the first record, the first time I sing on the first record is "Run Away." It's what you're gonna do when they come for your old man, and they come for your best friend, and they come for you. So if you wanna, I mean, that's my hello. My name's Vic. Because before that, it's an instrumental. It's work song. And it's basically like, oh, these guys want to be the Scatolites. Or there's some weird jazz heads. And then my intro to all of you is, hi, I'm very paranoid about being, arrested or something.
That is a tight roots reggae song, a roots ska. You want to call it that?
So I mean, we didn't, our first song wasn't a love song. The second song, I think, that I sing, I think it's on that record. It might be Tonight or something. I think then we go goofy.
That is a goofy song for sure.
Yeah.
I sing that song to some people sometimes, and I get like fucking stink eyes, man, from all the women in the room.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks guys. But it's
we used our the other singer, the Q-Max, Mark. His girlfriend at the time, very short-lived girlfriend, was in the room, and she actually made us blush at the beginning of the song, where we say like, hey, how you doing? And he goes, yeah, what's up? And then she goes, hi, and she does this like, she really turned on the charm for that one brief moment.
Right.
And really made us both, I mean, she was cute as hell. So
right.
I was like, wow, you good. That guy. Yeah.
I got the job done.
Oh my God! And the record captures it too. Our timing and all that stuff is very honest. It was like, wow, girls are so great like that.
They know what they can do.
Oh, I love it. I love when they do that stuff, and I'm such a sucker for it.